Hey everybody, John Stevie here from 22 Financial Coaching. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about what I call the 4 walls and putting your family first when you're dealing with a debt collection crisis. Now, I met with a lot of people in my law practice and in my coaching practice who are dealing with some pretty heavy debt problems. And, they're dealing with constant collection calls, they're dealing with lawsuits, they're dealing with a whole lot of things that are really tough to deal with. And because of that, what I see is a lot of times that can impair judgment. You can make bad decisions just to make some of the negative consequences of that debt situation go away. And this is why sometimes I'll see people who are making payments to debt collectors for old credit cards, but their car is getting repossessed. Or the medical bills are getting paid to the debt collector, but at the same time, the power is being shut off. You want to take a step back and kind of realize really what the situation is, what some of these collectors can and can't do to you, and always remember to put your family first. Now, this 4 walls concept is something that they teach over at Dave Ramsey's program, and that is that you need to deal with and pay for the basics in your life first before you deal with any of the debt collectors. And as you do this, what you'll see is this brings some sanity back into your life. It brings some structure back. Because often when you're dealing with really aggressive debt collectors, it can feel like you're spread, way too thin. The money's going in 10 different ways, and you're just not really sure how to get control back of it. Now, the first thing to do is to realize you need to cover basics like food. This is important. You got to have groceries in the house. You got to be able to pay for, school lunches. Those types of things need to come first. Second thing you need to focus on is shelter. You got to have a home, whether it's rent or whether it's mortgage payment. Make sure that you're paying those on time. I'm going to lump into their utilities, make sure that the power bill, the water bill, make sure that you have a place to live that's comfortable and that works for your family. The next thing is transportation. Now, if you listen to the Dave Ramsey show, you'll realize that the car is generally the culprit in most bad financial situations, but you also want to be able to keep sufficient transportation to get you back and forth to work. If you don't have income, you're not going to be able to get out of debt. There's nothing there to budget, and things are going to get a whole lot worse really quickly. So while getting rid of the car may be part of your overall plan, whatever car you have, once you sell the car that's too expensive, you need to make sure you keep the payments on it. You need to make sure you keep it registered, licensed, all of those things. The next thing you need to focus on is clothing. Now, a lot of people think this maybe sounds like it might be a luxury, but we're not talking you're going out spending half your budget on clothing. We're just saying it's necessary to keep your family sustained. As far as if you neglect it too long, you're going to end up with this huge bill when it comes to paying for clothing. So these are kind of the 4 walls that I want you to focus on. Again, we're looking at food, we're looking at shelter, including utilities, transportation, and clothing. Once you have those things met, and we're not talking that they're met at an extravagant level. They're being met on a very basic level. Once you have those met, then you can focus on dealing with some of the debt collectors. Well, one thing I tell people, you've got to just kind of get over the fact of the whole credit report thing. When it comes to debt collectors that have unsecured debts like credit cards, medical bills, they're usually the loudest because there's not a whole lot they can do to you unless they sue you and get a judgment against you. So you've got to realize you want to put them to the side, focus on the family first, get those things taken care of, bring some control back into your financial situation, and then deal with those debts through a debt snowball, which is something we can help you with here at 22 Financial Coaching. If you want to learn more about what we do, head on over to 22%.org. That's 22%.org. Or you can reach out to me directly at john@22%.org. Thanks for watching.